Yellow. What are we doing here?
Hi, Richard.
Rich Singer.
So if you can change your box
Yeah, I'm
name,
not.
forwarded that link, you just click on the three dots as you hover over the box and I think it'll allow you to, maybe it's not allowing us to change the name. Oh yeah, it is. Rename, click on the three dots in the top right and there's a rename link.
If you can hear me, I have no audio.
I can hear you.
Okay, can you hear me? Aaron?
Yes, Richard, I can hear you.
Okay, good. Now I have audio. Okay,
Rename your box. Do you know how to do that?
I do not.
Okay, so you see the screens across the top of your main screen with all the people? Hover over your box, your face.
I got it.
You'll see three little dots there.
I got it.
Click on the three dots and it'll let you rename.
Hey, Rich, thanks for being here tonight. Appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Anthony Makes is also going to be using the link that I forwarded him, so he'll have to change the name too. He wasn't, he was errantly not on the email that went to the community board with our documents.
Good afternoon, everyone. We do not have quorum yet, so once we do have quorum, we will start with the meeting. So please bear with us.
What's up, Anthony? Good to see you.
Hello.
You're not in the meeting?
Folks, thus far, we have two members of the licensing committee. We have a couple of the licensing committees that are coming late, around 6:40, 45. That's what I've been told. So give us a couple more minutes, please, if you don't mind. Chanel, I see that Barbara has her hand up. So maybe she wants to be promoted. Please check.
Well, I have a question for the board, if that's all right. A statement actually for the board.
I'm
Is it
sorry,
time for that now, or shall I wait till afterwards?
please, who is this?
This is Barbara Rosenblatt from Inwood Tower.
And would you like to speak on which agenda item?
I'm going to talk about liquor licenses.
Um, You have to address one specific agenda item. You cannot speak with all the licenses because we never had anyone speaking on general licenses. I'll give you an opportunity to speak for 2 minutes at any point, any given point during the process. Would that be okay?
I didn't quite understand that.
We do not allow public members to address all the general licenses. We allow members to speak on one license, but not on all the licenses.
Right.
Like general statements on all licenses.
Right.
You can take that opportunity and do what you want, but we don't have open public statements made by our residents. If there are one agenda item, one application that you are a bit concerned or you would like to support, then you have an opportunity to speak in favor or against that particular application. You understand?
I think so. My point was that I was dismayed to learn that a liquor license was still being sought for an establishment across the street from my home. And I was at the last community board meeting where many people weighed in on how dreadful that would be.
Will this be, I'm sorry, Buddha Bar?
Yes,
They are not on the agenda, so they will not be discussed.
it won't be discussed.
No, they will not.
Okay, then.
All right. Thank you, Barbara. Take care.
Thank you, Mr. Medina.
Hi, can I ask a question?
Please leave your questions while we're in session. I have not called this meeting to order. If it's a procedural question, I'll answer. If not, I will answer during the meeting. Chanel, Robin is trying to get in. If you see his name as an attendee, please promote him to a panelist, please.
I just promoted Robin, but I don't see anyone else from the committee.
Thank you so much. I'm calling up some of them right now.
Okay.
I'm in.
Okay, great.
Yo, Sid, I'm in.
Chanel, if you're so kind, please try to reach out to Leo, Rosie, Angel, and Ashley, because I don't have the phone number. If we do not reach a quorum, we might have to force this committee to come back and meet in July. I don't want to be here in July, so let's make sure that we get a troop out together as soon as possible.
Chanel, I'll call Angel. I have his number.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you.
I called Waldis and Cindy, they're not picking up. I don't think Venice is on the line, but we will rework this committee. We will take members out. I'm not gonna have this. Maria, but you know, thank you so much for your work, but I would say this publicly once we start the meeting. But thank you so much, in case I forget.
Happy to support.
If I may, I believe is it Mr. Medina?
Yes.
My name's Aaron Pierce. I counsel to the United Palace of Cultural Arts. I just would like to put in a request that if this meeting is adjourned because of an inability to put together a quorum, that it could be hopefully rescheduled for this month. July delays, these important business operations significantly, but I know that I fully respect the time and space of the board, but I just did want to at least mention that. I figured I'd be remiss not to.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. We'll take that into consideration. Chanel, do you have someone there assisting you?
No, I do not.
Sheena, we have a chance, please alert the chair of the board that we are not having quorum. And if need be, we will require his assistance as a member of our community board 12. And as by bylaws, regulations, the chair can be a part of this committee for an attendance to make a quorum. So please send a note saying that we might need to be at this meeting for the purpose of quorum, because thus far we have not reached our quorum. I know that a couple of members called me saying that they're going to be late, but they have not logged in yet. So please make the chair aware of what we might be facing and a decision he might be making soon.
Okay.
Another member just joined from the license committee, that'll be Cindy. I saw that she logged in. So we will have 4 members. In case nobody shows up, we will have the chair to serve on this committee, and he will count for quorum. We will need 5. Chanel, were you able to reach the chair?
I have not been able to reach this chair, but I called Ebenezer to see if he can also try. And I'll send a text as well. So I'm just,
I'll call him myself right now.
okay. Also, I called the other members and I didn't get a response either.
I just heard from Angel and he said he should be logging on in about 5 minutes or so.
Okay, Rosie Paris just joined us. So with Rosie, we do have quorum. So Rosie just joined in, and with that, we do have quorum. So at 7:10 on this Wednesday afternoon, we are joining the licensing committee for the month of June. My name is Isidro Medina. I'm chairing this session with quorum. Let's proceed right away with our proper introduction. But before I do that, I'd like to recognize the presence of the person that is doing our translating services. For the purpose of the meeting, please tell us your name. Translation services, please tell us your name, and then please inform the audience how you're going to proceed if they do have any questions or they don't understand what we're doing here.
Sí, buenas tardes, me llamo Lili, soy el intérprete para esta sesión. Si tienen alguna pregunta, por favor, si van a donde está el Q ya, ahí me pueden hacer todas las preguntas y yo se las paso al señor Medina.
And what's your name?
Lily Hawkins. Lilhyhawkins.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. At this point, let's move right away with business at hand. Let's introduce all the committee members preceded by the precincts, and then if there are any other board members and elected officials, proceed with that. At this point, I'd like to recognize Maria. Maria, please introduce yourself to the rest of the committee.
Sure. Hi, good evening, everyone. Marielle Ali here. I reside in the lower end of Washington Heights, and I'm a committee member. Thank you.
Maria, thank you so much for the work that you have done this week in providing the public notice. I really much appreciate your work here. Thank you so much. At this point, I'd like to recognize Robin.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Robin Cruz. I live in Washington Heights.
Thank you, Robin. At this point, I recognize Rosie. Rosie, you have the floor.
Hi, my name is Rosie. I live also in Washington Heights, and a little bit about myself is that I used to work for sidewalk cafes at the land use division for the New York City Council. And I also want to apologize for my lateness just because I had a meeting overrunning, but I'm glad to be here.
Thank you so much, Rosie. I see we also have Leo present. Sorry, Angel. Angel, please, can you please introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Angel Vasquez. I, like Rosie, apologize for the tardiness. I'm a committee member, and I reside in the lower end of Washington Heights for CB12.
Thank you so much. I see that we no longer have more committee members. Let me proceed to introduce board members. I understand that Gabriela Rosa is on the line. Gabriela, can you please introduce yourself?
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for allowing me to be part of this meeting.
Thank you so much, Gabriela, and welcome. I see no elected officials. At this point, I'd like to recognize the president of the 33rd precinct. 33rd Officer Brown, please introduce yourself.
Hi, good evening. It's Police Officer Brown from the 33rd precinct.
Welcome. At this point, I'd like to recognize the president of 34th precinct. Officer Aim, I believe you're on the line. Please introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Officer Aim from the 3-4.
Welcome, Officer Aim. At this point, please follow proper protocol for virtual meetings. Have yourselves muted, and if you do have a question, please raise your hand or type in a question. We'll address those questions for you. Now, for committee errands, I would like to know who's going to write out the minutes. I will take care of the resolutions, but I need a volunteer that is not Maria to write up the minutes. Any volunteer? No one. That means that I will be stuck writing the resolutions and the minutes. Very well. I will need someone to also call the applicants one at a time, and I'll explain to you all why why I need someone to call up the applicants one by one, and also need someone to time the speakers for 2 minutes. The residents will have 2 minutes, and once the businesses have introduced themselves, if there are follow-ups, they will also have 2 minutes. No time limits on the precincts.
I'll volunteer for calling up the.
Thank you, Rosie. So you will call like Rosie, each applicant, starting with the first one and go one by one. And,
So it would be based on the agenda, correct?
Yes, correct.
Correct. Let me have that open. All right. So let me know whenever we're ready.
And we'll start pretty shortly. But before I start, and I wanted to do this while we are in session, because I want this to be reflected in the minutes. I joined this community board some years ago. And for the very first time that I was appointed, I had the pleasure of serving this committee along with a former member of this committee, Gerard Dango. We started together many years ago. Gerard will no longer be part of the licensing committee. I respect the work that he did. I appreciate his work. And I also have learned how we were teamwork. We were team players. We at times did not agree with a lot of things, but Gerard was there to assist this committee, and I'll always be grateful for him. There'll be like only 3 of us that come back from many years ago. That'll be Robin Cruz, Gerard, and myself. I've seen many people come and go, but Gerard is not one of them. Gerard, please share with the rest of the committee a couple of minutes what this committee meant to you. And, I really appreciate what you have done.
Well, thank you, Isidro. I'm born and raised in this community. I was born in Harlem, and they made a right turn, and we landed up on 207th Street, and that's where I've been pretty much since. So I do know the community, and I have seen the arc of the community, and the more things change, as I often say, the more they stay the same. It's people that make our community, and it's a wonderful community, continues to be. Want to give a shout out to the recent members. I think one thing, Isidro, we got to enjoy that with COVID and Zoom meetings, the newer committee members didn't get to, is the engagement with each other, the friendships and the camaraderies that will never be formed on Zoom. They can only be formed with time spent with each other consistently. So I would encourage the recent committee members, as soon as they get into the in-person meetings, I'm sure you'll enjoy that and get to really share what really service in the community is. It's being with each other and spending time with each other, not talking about that. So, I just wanted to say that. I want to thank 33rd and 34th precincts. Guys, you more of the community supports you than you think. I mean, don't read your press clippings and don't believe what you hear on TV, because 70% of this community, from the Heights up to Inwood, values your work and supports your work. And I want to shout out to Matthew Pena, who's not with us, but who always showed up with true professionalism and with the data and the information that was informative and impactful. It was always helpful. 33rd precinct, again, thanks. And to the newer precinct members, again, I really want you to understand your community values and supports you predominantly, for sure. I want to thank the community residents and organizations that showed up, Isidro, monthly. These are residents that may be here for a particular applicant, or just show up because they love their community and they're interested and concerned what happens where they live, or or maybe 50 blocks where they don't live. I want to, recognize them, and, Nancy and some of these other community organizations that show up. And I want to encourage everybody that, we should continue to be a space. We would talk about diversity and tolerance, but as I've said in the past, unfortunately, a lot of times when people express themselves, people pop up and try to make them feel less than, judge them or whatever. I would encourage everybody to be warmly encouraging and open for people that come to these meetings. Let's encourage them and celebrate those efforts, not discourage them with judgmental, comments. I mean, it's wonderful that they show up and give their thoughts and expressions, whether it's a support or not. I think they should be encouraged and valued in the community. And last, I want to thank Isidro, who, I want to recognize, I know and I see over the years, the love and the interest you have in the community. And, again, you show up monthly, you're involved in the community board, you're involved outside the community board in the work you do professionally and all the other work. I'm aware of all of it. And I just want to recognize it and say I value it. And, fortunately, we didn't get to do this on Zoom. We actually got to do this work in person, and it's a friendship that I totally value. And thanks for the time with everybody. Thank you.
I truly will miss you, Gerard. I see that Robin has his hand up.
Robin, I didn't forget about you, Robin.
How you doing, Gerard? I
Good.
also want to say thank you to you, Gerard, for everything, all the job you've been done with us and being with us in good and bad. And I really appreciate your friendship and I hope I can see you again.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Gerard.
Peace. Thank you, brother.
Aurelia, is this quickly comment for Gerard?
Yes.
Quickly.
Gerard, you made it easier. Sometimes we have challenging new establishments, and you were fair, you're not judgmental, and you were always good to our owners. So I just tell you, I hope you come back because you will be severely missed.
Thank you, Aurelia. I'll see you in the restaurants of the neighborhood.
When Gerard and I started, it was like maybe 6 years ago. Gerard, you recall that the meetings would last until like 11 and 12 o'clock at night. I recall that once we were stuck until 2 o'clock in the morning. And with your guidance, with your recommendations and OCs, we have sharpened out the meetings where we are more efficient, we go to the point, we don't waste time. And I think that we have been very, very understanding of the community's needs and respecting also how businesses should be able to make ends meet and survive. So I really appreciate all the input that you had along with OC to make sure that we have a transparent, consistent committee now for many, many years. And I owe that to you and OC and any other rest of the members of the committees. We have a new crop of members. I hope that, the quality is there, the talent is there, the skills are there. So I hope that, we all can work together as we worked along with Gerard. So Gerard, thank you so much and stay safe, stay healthy, and God bless you.
Thank you, Cesar. And I want to thank OC like you. She was a major impactful person in the community. OC, thank you. Peace, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
At this point, Rosie, please call the agenda items to the floor. The first one will be El Conde, right? Please.
Yes, so this will be a state liquor authority and renewal license for El Conde M&E Inc. for 4139 Broadway.
Thank you so much. Do we have a representative for El Conde?
Yes, we do. My name is Jaime Ramirez. I'm an attorney and I'm appearing on behalf of El Conde.
Very well. This is a renewal based on what we noticed. A public notice was posted on this establishment. The last time this applicant came to the board was June 12, 2019. There was no objection by the board. Based on what I see on the house inspection, you got an A, congratulations. There is a full questionnaire on board. My only question is about the license that is about to expire next month. Do you have a certificate, Jaime?
Do we have a what? I'm sorry?
Have you received your certificate?
No, I do not believe we have.
All right. So there are no issues from previous visits that you have come to this board. This is within the purview of 33rd Precinct. Officer Brown, what are the opinion of the 33rd Precinct?
Hi, good evening, everyone. Again, it's Police Officer Brown from the 33rd Precinct. We have no issues at this location. We have no 311 or 911 issues, no COVID or social distancing, mask wearing related issues. The only concern we have is we do get a lot of double parking in front of the location. I know there are multiple establishments within the vicinity. So we're not saying all the double parking is from this location. It's just that area is a little congested and we get a lot of double parking. But aside from that, everything else is good in the 33 precinct with this location.
Thank you so much, Officer Brown. Jaime, so the issue is about, double parking, and I understand what's going on around that particular area. So if you perhaps can add a sign, and this is just nothing that we're imposing on you, but to be fair in the community, can you please post a sign on your establishment that will say no double parking, please?
We absolutely will. I know that we previously had a good neighbor sign, and that was one of the items on the sign, but there's absolutely no issue with posting a sign. And again, one of the problems is that there are probably 6 restaurants within these 2 blocks. It makes it a little tough, but we will make every effort to notify the public not to double park.
I fully understand that, fully understand. Do I have any comments from the residents? Seeing none, I recommend that we go to straight vote. And Ashley, can you please call the vote, starting with the chair and move down with the members that we have on board? Or should I call the vote? Let me do the vote. I vote yes. Mario,
Yes.
Robin,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
Rosie,
Yes.
Angel,
Yes.
did I miss any community board members, licensing meeting committee members? Seeing none. By a vote of 6-0-0, Jaime, congratulations. I hope you continue prospering. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Thank you.
Do take care of yourself, my friend.
Thank
These are
you.
the classes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next one, please. Ashley, please call the next one. Very well. I'll call it myself. The next one is agenda item number 2, which is South Beach Restaurant. This is located in the 1390 San Nicolas Avenue. Do we have any representative here for South Beach? There are no representatives. This applicant did not post a public notice. I shared the picture with Chanel. Chanel, if you're around, please share the pictures that I sent you. This applicant did not send a complete questionnaire. So at this point, there's very little to say. This is with the purview of 34th Precinct. Officer Aim, what is the opinion of 34th Precinct regarding South Beach, which I used to be now South El Típico, which I know has been shut down, and I don't know why we're getting a renewal on this license.
Or this is Officer Aim from the 3-4. For the last month, we haven't had any 311s, no 911s at this location. Along with the 3-3, if they could post a no parking sign, no double parking sign, just to help us out, we would appreciate it. And no valet parking, none of that stuff. But yeah, we have no issues with this location. Thank you.
Yeah, Officer Aim, this establishment has been closed, which used to be called El Típico, has been shut down for at least a year. So my concern is, why are we having a renewal of this application when they have been shut down? Are there any opinion or comments from the residents? Seeing none, committee members? No reaction.
Hi, hi Isidro, it's Cindy. So I mean, if the establishment has been closed, I don't understand why we're having to discuss a renewal on this. I think we should probably just vote on this one because it's not making sense.
Very well.
Isidro, the liquor authority permits you to renew a license up to a year. So just so you know, maybe it's somebody who wants to revive the location. I don't know.
This establishment has been closed for over a year. That I know because they sit within the bid, which I'm the executive director. If there are no oppositions, I recommend that we go to a straight vote. Seeing none. I cannot vote on this applicant because they are within my bid. I'm the executive director for Washington's bid. So there's conflict. And because there's conflict, I cannot vote. So let's move forward. Maria, how do you vote?
No.
Robin?
No.
Cindy?
No.
Rosie?
No.
Angel?
No.
So by a vote of 0 to 5 to 0 with one person not voting, that'll be myself, not voting because of conflict. This application fails. I would really need someone to call the next agenda item.
Hey, Isidro. No, I was just confused earlier because you had mentioned Ashley. So I was like, do we have a board member named Ashley when you had mentioned roll call?
Rosie, apologies, Rosie. Apologies. We do have an Ashley, but she's not here. Please, Rosie.
Okay. So so the next one is Margarita Mexican Tapas Inc., DBA Brazier Ceviche Wine Bar. The location is 3775 10th Avenue, and it's for the on-premise liquor license renewal.
Very well. Thank you so much, Rosie. And Rosie, the reason why I asked for someone to call is it gives me, I can catch my breath. Very well. Do we have Representative here for Brazil?
Yes, so Aurelia Tavares, New York Business Licensing for the representative, Braciel.
Very well.
And Andrea Peralta is on the line, the owner. She's on the call. She's in and out, but she's on the, just for your reference, members.
Is she now, if you're so kind, please try to elevate Andrea Peralta to be a panelist, if you're so kind. Very well.
She's not on the attendees list.
She's not. Okay, very well. This is a renewal application. Chanel, we do have pictures from Brazil, right? To share.
Yes, one moment.
Can you please share?
I see Margarita Mexican Tapas right there and right next to Oral Walk. Oh, that's her right there, where Margarita Mexican Tapas is.
I'm here.
So Chanel, I know that this picture is not from Brazil. This is another establishment. So please don't, yeah, thank you so much. And thank you, Andrea, for coming in. This applicant does have a complete questionnaire. The last time that they came on board, that was back in 2019, October 13, 2019. Andrea, I see that you have on your health inspection a B. What's going on there that we're getting a B instead of an A?
They haven't come and checked. It seems like they forgot about us. We've been going over there trying to find out why they don't come to our place and do an inspection. So they keep saying, oh, don't worry, we will come one of these days. So it's like we keep waiting and waiting and nobody comes to do an inspection. It's been already like 2 years.
Thank you so much. I really like that place. So the call that you have done on that establishment is really nice. So
you.
now I would like to have the 34th opinion on this matter. Officer Aim, what is the opinion of 34th person?
So the last, this is Officer Aim from the 3-4. For the last month, we haven't had any 311s, no 911s, and no major events at this location. So there's nothing to report. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Officer Aim. Do we have any attendees or residents that like to say anything about this matter? I see none. I will now go into the License Committee meeting. Members, committee members, do you have any issues, any questions?
Marielle here. I'm just waiting for, she needed to pull up the picture.
No, it was full, but that picture doesn't correspond to Graciela.
Oh, okay, okay.
Very well. I
Do you want me
recommend.
to do the, oh, sorry. Oh, sorry, I cut you off. You can go ahead.
Yeah, I recommend that we go to straight vote.
Do you want me to do the roll call?
Please.
Isidro,
Yes.
Cindy? Cindy? I'll go to the next one and then come back to her. Robin?
Yes.
Mariel?
No.
I'll vote yes. Angel?
Yes.
Cindy, are you there?
Yes, sorry, my vote is yes.
Okay, perfect. So everyone voted yes and just one no.
Very well. By a vote of 5-1 to 0, this application passes. Andrea, congratulations. And I don't leave because you also have something on the agenda later on. We'll come back to you. in a couple minutes.
No, that corporate
Thank you.
change is not, that's withdrawn. I don't know how that got under corporate change. We don't have a corporate change.
So that is withdrawn.
Yeah, it's not a, I don't know how that got there. Sorry, guys.
Okay, Andrea, so I think you can go home and enjoy your evening. Yes.
I'm home. Thank you. Thank you so much. Right.
Next agenda item, please.
So the next one is Barrel 79 LLC, 79 Audubon Avenue.
Very well. Thank you so much, Maria. This is with the Prairie 33rd Precinct. Barrel 78, the corner of 169. I know this applicant, I believe, really well. Ethan.
No, Haytham's not here. It's my name's Nicholas Esposito.
Nicholas, and you are? Are you the owner?
Yeah,
the
I am.
owner?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And you're also representing this business, correct?
Yes, sir.
So there is a public notice posted. We do have a picture of it to share with you. Shana, I don't know if you want to do that. You do have a questionnaire.
Yeah, me and Chanel are having a little issue getting it back and forth, but I believe I got it all over to her the other day.
You do have a questionnaire. So this is a complete application. On your last health inspection code, you received an A. So congratulations, Nicholas. The last time that you came on board, that was December 12th, 2018. There was no objection by this committee and all the board. Officer Brown, this one, the purview of the 33rd. What is the opinion of the 33rd precinct?
Hi, good evening, everyone. Again, it's Officer Brown from the 33rd Precinct. This location, we have no issues in regards to noise, to 911s, to 311s, no social distancing, mask wearing violations reported. The only issue similar to the one I mentioned earlier is just the double parking. We get some complaints of double parking on Audubon. It's not that it's associated with the establishment. It's just I know that area is very congested. We get a lot of double parking throughout Audubon from 168, 169, 170. So just something to mention. But aside from that, 33 Precinct has no issues with this location.
Thank you so much, Officer Brown. Nicholas, what do you think we can do about easing up this issue of double parking?
Well, it is like a parking lot on Audubon there between 168, 170, like the officer said. I'd be more than happy to post anything on the exterior. No double parking signs. actually fix the issue. I don't know. I think it might even get a little bit worse because the park's open across the street now. It's beautiful there. That's my opinion, though. I could see more of the double parking actually happening.
Yeah, there's very little you can do, but perhaps have a sign within the establishment asking your patrons not to double park. At least you will not be blamed for this. Every now and then see who's parking around, because I know that when the summertime comes around, it'll be a big problem because I know the area really well.
Yes, sir. I'd be more than happy to put up a sign. I have no problem with that at all.
Very well. Thank you so much. Are there any comments from residents? Seeing none, let's go to committee members. Committee members, any questions or issues?
Sure, no issues here. Just wanted to speak not on behalf, but in support of the institution. I live pretty close by it. Great neighbors, excellent food, and great beverages as well. Thank you for being here.
That's good to hear. Hatham, I like how he puts everything together. The prices are also very reasonable. The service is always great. I like that guy. Really nice person all around. Very well. If there are no objections, I'd like to go to straight vote.
So, Isidro,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
Robin,
Yes.
Marielle,
Yes.
I'll vote yes. Angel,
Yes.
and we vote unanimously, so it passes.
Thank you so much. By a vote of 6-0-0, this application passes once again. Congratulations, Nicholas. Take care of yourself.
I just have one quick question, sir. Do I need anything else from you guys to send my stuff to the SLA?
No, so the committee would send a recommendation to the general board asking to be approved, which will be on the 29th, I believe, or 22nd. So we will send a recommendation to the general board. The general board would then vote on all these applications, and that'll be the final saying. 95% of the times, the resolutions approved by this committee will be approved at the general board meeting. It will be important for you to show up at the general board meeting so you know whether or not it passed at the general board, and that'll give you an understanding how that the application has been approved from the community side aspect of it. Then a couple of days after the meeting, the staff is going to write a letter on behalf of the chair, and that'll be sent to the SLA. The SLA will receive that notice and will indicate whether or not the community board will be opposed or not to your license.
Okay. Thank you,
All
sir. I
right.
really appreciate it.
Take care of yourself.
You too.
Thank you. Next one.
So the next one will be Blue Mountain Heights LLC on 499 West 158th Street at the corner of West 158th Street.
Very well. Do we have a representative for this applicant?
Yes, my name is Oral Walker. I'm the owner and representative of Blue Mountain Heights.
Thank you so much, Mr. Walker, and welcome. This is within the purview of the third precinct. The public notice was posted. We do have a complete questionnaire. They received an A on the last health inspection, so congratulations, Mr. Walker.
Thank you.
And there was no objection last time you came to this community board. Officer Brown, what is the opinion of 33rd precinct?
Okay, good evening, everyone again. We have no issues with double parking at this location, no noise complaints. We did have one issue. We had one complaint back in April for staff and members in the bar not social distancing and wearing masks. Aside from that complaint, it was closed out pretty quickly through 311. Aside from that, we have nothing else, no noise complaints, no double parking or parking issues, just that one complaint for all of 2021.
Very well. Thank you so much, Officer Brown.
No problem.
Walker, so this problem was rectified?
Yes.
Very well. Do Do we have any residents? I see no issues with residents. I do see a hand up, and that's from Maria. Maria, please.
Yes, thank you, Isidro. No, I just wanted to speak in support of this this application. I visited the establishment when it opened a few years ago, and great customer service. The food is very good, and I was also very happy to see that the public notice was posted. So I just wanted to speak in support of the establishment. Thanks.
Well, thank you, madam. Thank
you. I'll need to visit soon. It was very good.
Yes, you do.
Thank you so much, Maria. And please, let's call for vote.
Isidro,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
Robin,
Yes.
Marielle,
Yes.
I'll vote yes. Angel,
I will vote yes, and also just wanted to speak in support of the restaurant. I live really close by and excellent neighbors. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So by a vote of 6-0, this application passes. Our worker, please, continue doing what you're doing. God bless all the work that and the staff that you have with you, and I hope that you continue prospering. You take care of
Thank you
yourself
very
and have a great summer.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Next agenda, item, please.
so the next one is El Mambi Steakhouse Corp., 4181 Broadway at the corner of 177th Street.
Thank you so much, Rosie. Do we have a representative?
Yes, Aurelia Tavares for El Mambi Steakhouse, the 4180 Broadway.
Thank you so much, Ariela. Aurelia, I'm sorry. So a public notice was posted. We do have a complete questionnaire. The last time that they came to the committee on December 12, 2018, there was no objection to this committee and or the board, and they did receive an A on the last health inspection. I know the place really well. It's not a really large place, but the food is great and the prices are very reasonable. Officer Aim, this is with Brown, sorry. This is with the private 33rd precinct. What is the opinion?
Yeah. Hi, good evening, everyone. For the 3-3 precinct, we have absolutely no issues with Mambi. No 311 calls, no 911 calls, no parking issues, no social distancing, mask wearing, COVID-related complaints. So excellent location, no issues at all for the 3-3 precinct.
Thank you so much, Officer Brown.
Thank you.
Do we have any attendees that would like to add? I see no hands up. Committee members, if you have not had a chance to visit El Mambi, I recommend that you do that. The food is really fresh and you have great variety of food there. So really appreciate it. Any other comments?
Yeah, no, to echo your point, Isidro, yes, the food is very good.
Thank you so much, Maria. At this point, I recommend that go to straight vote.
Isidro,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
Robin,
Yes.
Marielle,
Yes.
I'll vote yes. Angel,
Yes.
Thank you so much, Rosie. But this application passes by a vote of 6-0. Aurelia, regards to Raul and his family. Great job. Congratulations.
Thank you, everyone, and good night. Again, Gerard, I love you and I'm going to miss you.
Next one, please.
the next one is Chipotle Mexican Grill of Colorado, LLC, DBA Chipotle Mexican Grill, 4009 Broadway between Haven Avenue, West 169th Street.
Do we have a representative from Chipotle? No representative.
Yes, I'm sorry.
For the purpose of the minutes, please tell us your name.
Sure, absolutely. My name is Mastin Sansom, and I am I'm an attorney representing the applicant. To be clear, this is an application for a restaurant wine license. I just wanted to, because I know we were just doing renewals. So this is a restaurant wine license. It's not a renewal. But I'm joined here by by Patrick Vasquez, who should be.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks like Erin O'Brien is my assistant, so and she forwarded the invite, so that's probably why that's there. But yeah, so this is again, this is a restaurant wine license. I just want to thank everyone for the opportunity to speak here on behalf of the applicant.
Just give me 1 second, please.
Sure.
So, Mr. Sansom, you are the attorney for this applicant, correct?
That's correct.
Based on our findings, you did not post a public notice and you have not submitted a questionnaire to this community board.
Okay, that's actually news to me, because I have, not that it means anything to you, but I have the questionnaire. Usually these things are taken care of, and I'm basically, prior to coming to the meeting, by my assistant and others. But if you don't have any record of this, I do know that this application actually has been postponed a number of times.
I'm sorry, Mr. Masson. This is for Chipotle at 168. 169, I'm sorry. This is not 180th Street.
So this is not the 4240 Broadway.
No. So you're not representing the one on 169th Street, correct?
That's correct.
So you are number 15 on the agenda, so please bear with us.
Okay, I apologize. Yeah.
So do we have any representative for Chipotle at 169?
Hi, my name is Sydney. I'm on with Chipotle here, and I was also Sydney Calicote with Chipotle's licensing team.
Will this be for 169 in Broadway?
No, I was actually on for the 4009 on Broadway, just as Matt was. Apologize.
That'll be for 180th Street, right?
No, the one that I just called was 4009. So she's right.
So this is 169.
Yes, 169, between Haven Avenue.
Yeah, so the just because I visited and I took pictures, but the one that we're calling now, as Rosie just mentioned, is 4009 Broadway, West 169th Street. And we have it on the agenda as a renewal. We also have Chipotle, a separate location, 4240 at the corner of West 180th Street and Broadway, and that is for a new license for restaurant and wine.
So right now, we are only entertaining the renewal for
Okay.
Chipotle or 169. If you're not representing this establishment, please wait.
Okay, so that would be me. Sorry, Matt's, and I apologize. I didn't know we had another license in the agenda here.
I'm sorry, I didn't get your full name.
Sydney Calicote.
Very well. And you are the owner or representative here?
I'm a representative.
Very well. Thank you so much for coming. So
Absolutely.
Sydney, first, a public notice was not posted on this establishment, and it is required by this community board.
Okay.
You have not submitted a complete questionnaire as it is required by this community board.
As far as, I'm so sorry, if I could just speak to the signage.
Yes.
I did receive photos from our management that they posted those on the entrances and followed the directions as they were sent to us. As with regard to the questionnaire, I can't speak to if that was not submitted. I sincerely apologize. That's probably that's definitely an oversight on my side. But as far as the posted signage, those should have been up based on the photos I received yesterday.
Chanel, please share with the rest of the members the pictures that we have taken of Chipotle once.
I can't show those pictures. They don't open on my computer for some reason.
Maria, do you have that on your computer?
Yes, I do. 1 second. Just give me a moment so I can.
And as you know, please make, if you can, Marielle as a co-host, so she can share.
I think I have sharing privileges already. Just one moment. Find it. 1 second.
While you do that, Sydney, we know that this license has expired.
Correct.
What have you done to conceal the alcohol?
I'm sorry,
You cannot display or serve alcohol. What have you done with the alcohol that you have in place?
we've removed it from the shelves.
Thank you
We,
so much.
yes, exactly.
That's a proper thing to do. So as you can see, there's no signage, there's no public notice posted.
Okay. And do you mind if you would be able to tell me when these photos were they taken today or yesterday?
Today.
Today. Okay.
After 7 days.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Mario. Thank you for your help.
I apologize based on the
This is
information.
with the Prairie 33rd Precinct, Officer Brown.
Hi, yes, it's Officer Brown from the 33 Precinct. So regards to this location, our only issue is we get a lot of complaints out front for people parking. There's a bus stop right in front of the location and a fire hydrant. So we get a lot of people double park in front. Now on that block, there are multiple establishments. There's a Starbucks, there's a bagel place. So it's not all focused on Chipotle, but we do get a lot of complaints from people saying that the bus lane is blocked and then the bus has to double park. And then it becomes a little bit of a safety issue and then traffic starts to build up on Broadway. So our only concern here is just the double parking in front.
Thank you so much, Officer Brown. If there are, I see an attendee that has her hands up. Cheryl Miller, you have the floor for 2 minutes. And can someone please time the residents?
I'll have the timer ready.
Yeah, thank you, Isidro. Yeah, I just had a quick question. Was this the same Chipotle a while back ago? I don't know if it was like when COVID was going on or before COVID. I think I seem to remember that it was in the news, like Patch or something. Wasn't there an issue with a rat or rats in that establishment?
I'm not sure. But yes, it was either this one. It had to be that one because there are no Chipotles around here.
Yeah, it was the one. It was the one. It was the one on 169th Street. I do remember that. It was the one on 169th and Broadway. There was a write-up about it. There was an employee that came in and was doing something. And there was a rat and the employee got bit on the hand. And I think, they had the health inspectors in there. I don't know if they had shut it down because it was like rat droppings and all of that stuff. So has that been resolved, that issue?
Cheryl, they did receive an A on the last health inspection. So I'm sure these problems were rectified.
Okay, I was just wondering because I remember. Thank you.
Committee members, taking into account that there was no public notice in place, no questionnaire. If there are no other issues, I recommend that vote to straight vote. Seeing none, please go to the vote.
Isidro?
No.
Cindy?
No for me because of no public notice.
Robin?
No.
Mariel?
No.
And I'll vote no. Angel?
No.
Very well. This fails by a vote of 0-6-0. Sydney, this by no means way, shape or form means that you're not get your license back. But we would like to send you a message. You come back to this community board and you don't post your public notice. This already be on record that you didn't post this year. You come back next time around, it will also be on record. And that will send a strong message to SLA to note that when there is a renewal, you have to post a public notice. You have to submit a questionnaire. We're taking this very seriously. We respect our community and we respect our residents. So please understand the nature of how this community functions the next time you come around. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for your time, and I sincerely apologize, and we totally understand and are in receipt of that message. And respectfully, thanks again. Have a great night.
Thank you so much. Next one, please.
417 West Inc. DBA Opus. It's on 417 West 202 Street between 9th Avenue and 10th.
Do we have a representative here for Opus? Do we have a representative here for Opus? No representative. No questionnaire. This is within the purview of the 34th precinct. We do not know if there was a public notice posted because we didn't have the opportunity to drop by. Based on that, this is the purview of the 34th precinct. Officer Aim.
Officer Aim with the 3-4. With this location, recently we haven't had any 311s. There hasn't been any major incidents at the location. Other than that, there's nothing to report. Thank you.
Very well, committee members. Before I proceed to you, I see that there are no hands up from our residents. I see that there's a hand up from Maria. Maria, please.
Yes, Isidro. It looks like we received the questionnaire from Opus quite late. Chanel sent it around this afternoon. But yeah, I didn't see anything regarding if they posted a public notice or not. So
very well, not a problem. So usually they don't post a public notice. That'll be an issue. But since we have no information and the questionnaire has been received by the board, and there have been no issues from the 34th precinct and all the residents, I recommend that I go to a vote if there are no oppositions from the committee. Committee members saying none, let's go to a straight vote.
Isidro.
Yes.
Cindy.
Yes.
Robin.
Yes.
Mariel.
No.
I'll vote no as well. Angel.
No.
And it's 3 yeses and 3 nos.
Very well. This established doesn't get the majority that's required. By a vote of 3 to 0, this application fails to reach a majority. So this one fails, even though it's a tie.
The next one is State Liquor Authority corporate change. I think it was mentioned that was a mistake.
Yes. So
Okay.
that one was withdrawn.
Okay. So for number 10, State Liquor Authority, it's an alteration.
We need to go to agenda item number 9.
Oh yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The agenda number 9 is a State Liquor Authority corporate change. Was that one being withdrawn? Mary
No.
Kay Mack Inc.
Number 10 was withdrawn.
Oh, okay. So then I guess I'm confusing it. Sorry. So Mary Kay Mack Inc. 221 Dykeman Street between Seaman Avenue and Broadway.
Do we have a representative from Mary Kay?
Yes, hi, Isidro. This is Marek Shved for Mayor K. Mack, and Carlos Severino is also present. The owner, the incoming corporate officer.
I'm sorry, what's your name?
Marek Shved. M-A-R-E-K, last name S-C-H-W-E-D-T.
So it's not Joseph Kowalczyk?
No, that's an outgoing corporate officer.
Okay, so there was no display of the public notice on your establishment for this corporate change, and you also did not submit a copy of the questionnaire.
We did.
Right, please share the picture here.
We submitted a photo and questionnaire earlier today.
Maria, when was this picture taken? I mean, that was sent by
Gerard
Gerard.
took those pictures. Yeah.
Gerard took this picture, yeah. So you submitted this picture today. I know that Gerard's picture was sent in, I think, the day before yesterday, and had no public notice. I recommend this is my recommendation, since there was no public notice. Thus far, we don't have a questionnaire.
We did submit questionnaire today.
Yeah.
It was sent at 2:21 today, I believe.
Yeah, it's very late because I didn't give me time to review all these documents. I have to review like all of this document here, or you cannot see it there because of my screen. But it's a really thick list of documents that I have to review before I come to this committee. So it's not fair to me that I have to wait until the very last day for you guys to send this documentation, which is required to be sent prior to this meeting, the Friday before this meeting. Would that be correct, Chanel? So I recommend that you consider withdrawing this application because you have not submitted the questionnaire. We have no knowledge how we're going to ask you. What are the hours of operations? What kind of music are you playing? What's the capacity? So we have no idea how to proceed with this.
Okay, that's fair. Let's just lay it over until next month. So let's withdraw today.
This application has been withdrawn at the meeting, so there will be no penalty taken against this merchant, and we'll see you next time around that we meet.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. This has been withdrawn. Let's proceed now to agenda item number 11.
So agenda item number 11 is Cafe Matias Inc., DBA Havana Tacos, 210-220 Nagel Avenue at the corner of Academy Street.
Thank you so much. Chanel, quick question. Do we have some type of record whether or not pictures were taken for the public notice on this establishment?
I don't have any pictures for them.
Very well, not a problem. Do we have a representative here for Cafe Matias? There are no representatives here, and this is for a authorization to a license. Officer Aim, I don't know if you want to say anything, but there's no one representing this establishment. There's no questionnaire, so there's no basis on how to move forward with this. Would you like to say anything, Officer Aim?
Yes, Officer Aim with the 3-4. Recently, within the past 30 days, there's been no 311, no 911s. We've had no issues with this location, no major incidents. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Officer Aim. Since there are no one present, I would request that we go to straight vote on this matter. Proceed to vote, please.
Isidro?
No.
Cindy?
No.
Robin?
No.
Mariel?
No.
Angel?
No.
Oh, I'll vote no. Sorry. Sorry. So, yeah, this is all of 6 no's.
By a vote of 0 to 6 to 0, this application fails. Thank you so much. Rosie, next one, please.
So our next one is Vida in China LLC, DBA Chinito Latino, 122 Dykeman Street between Seaman and Nagel Avenue.
We have a representative of Chinito Latino. Do we have anyone from Chinito Latino? I see hand up, please, 1 second. Victor Santos, Chanel, please elevate him to as a panelist. Victor.
Hi, Isidro.
Hi, how are you?
Good, and yourself?
So the minutes, please tell us your name and affiliation to this establishment.
I'm sorry?
Please tell us your name and affiliation to this establishment.
Okay, my name is Victor Santos, and I am a representative of Vida in China, DBA Chinito Latino.
Very well. Victor, Sheena, we don't have any pictures of this, right?
No.
I don't think we do, right? But we are lacking the questionnaire.
I sent it, but I did send it late. I sent it today, early evening. I thought I had sent it yesterday. So I don't know, I'll go based on your recommendation, whatever you recommend for me to do.
Same, and for consistency purposes, this was received late. And to be consistent, Victor, we will not know what the changes are going to be to the licenses. We have no floor plan, we have no questionnaire. At this point, I would recommend that you withdraw. But
Not a problem. I'll take your recommendation. I do have a question. I've never, for any of the establishments that we have, I've never done an alteration to include the backyard. So what do I need to send you guys? Do you need like a floor plan showing the backyard, or how does that work?
Yes, you need to tell us how many chairs, how many tables, what's the square footage of the back, and also the method of operation for the outside. Like how long you're gonna stay open, what type of music you have, which I don't think you will. All of that has to be detailed on the questionnaire when you get it.
And that's for the outside.
Correct.
Okay. All right, no problem. I'll resubmit. Do I have to resubmit, or is this
Please
resubmit?
resubmit. You have to resubmit as a new application.
No problem. We'll do.
Thank you so much, Victor.
Thank you, Isidro.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, moving on to the next one.
Yes.
So the next one is State Liquor Authority for new licenses, on-premises liquor license, Ray's Pizza Bar, Inc., 2048 Amsterdam Avenue between West 161st Street and West 162nd Street.
So now we have moved into the confines of our new licenses. For committee members, as you please recall that what we're looking here is to have a complete application. What type of initiatives will be appropriate and convenient to the community? If it's something that the community will need, that's something that you have to base your judgment on. We also like to see the experience of the operators to see if they have dealt with licenses prior to or other places. So we need to know, have a full understanding who's doing what, why, and what opportunities are going to bring to the community. Based on that, you make your judgment calls and move forward. So let's do we have a representative for Ray Pizza? I see that we do. Please tell us your name and affiliation to this establishment.
Good evening, Rosa Ruiz, representative for the applicant Ray's Pizza Bar.
Rosa, what's your
Ruiz.
last name? Yes.
Ruiz, R-U-I-Z.
And you are the owner or representative?
Representative.
Very
And
well.
I have the owner. The owner's on here as well. His name is Raymond Ruiz.
Raymond what?
And we're not related. Same
Raymond
last name, we're
Ruiz.
not related.
Please, not related. All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Maria, let me come back to you, and I see, I don't know if we have pictures of the posting, the public notice posting. Do we have?
No, I don't think anyone was able to visit this establishment.
Well, I have a picture of the posting if you want me to send it over to you.
When did you post this signage?
He posted it because we didn't get the notification from your board until like 4 days ago. So I think he posted it either Sunday or Monday.
Chanel, so that will be 4 days ago. That will go into Friday. Is that correct?
I think it was like Wednesday or Thursday or something. It was very short notice.
I sent it on Tuesday.
Okay.
So applicants can send the notice up and until when, Chanel?
It's a week. Like it should be posted like from like Tuesday or Wednesday until like today's meeting.
Because we want to give our residents plenty of time so that they know what's coming here.
I understand, and it was posted.
So,
As soon as the
Rosa,
property
can you
posted.
please send Chanel a copy or a picture that this public notice was posted, please?
Sure. Do you want me to send it by email?
Email to Chanel, please.
What?
So-
Hold on a second. Let me grab a pen. What is her email address?
You Chanel, please share that with you. Uh-huh. She
It's
can do this.
SH.
Just type it in,
sorry?
Chanel, if you can.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay, actually, I cannot type it in. So it's SHPANI
Uh-huh.
AGUA
UA.
at cv
Mm-hmm.
dot nyc
Okay.
dot gov.
Okay, give me one moment and I'll send it now.
You can do this later on. Let's save.
Okay, no problem. All right,
Also, so this establishment is close to what the PL Checking used to be at, like close to Splendid China and Easy Shopping. Where's this precisely?
Well, I think it was an eating and drinking establishment before. I don't know exactly what was there, but the certificate of occupancy is it's a very small place. It's only 18 person occupancy. And it'll be operated as a pizzeria.
Isidro, there was a Jumbo Burger there. I live a block away from that.
Oh, okay, thank you so much, Angel. And that's just my concern. You are requesting a full liquor license for establishment that has the capacity of no more than 18 people. It's a very concerning. Also, requesting a 4 o'clock in the morning closure from Thursdays through Saturdays.
Yeah.
Let me go to the specific so that Officer Brown can have an understanding. So Officer Brown is a pizzeria. They are requesting a full liquor license for establishment that will have no more than 18 people in capacity. They are requesting to have DJ, karaoke, live music. How can we have live music in a place that only has like a capacity for 18 people? Very concerned. And then the hours are very prohibitive for a pizza place that wants to sell like full alcohol. Very concerning. Officer Brown.
Hi, good evening. It's Officer Brown from the 33rd Precinct. This is a new establishment, so we have no obviously issues with the location since it's going to be a new location. We don't have any issues in front. At this location, this is where St. Nicholas Avenue and Amsterdam Avenue meet. This is kind of like the intersection and then they cross. Adjacent to this location, you're going to have like a place to do shopping, clothing shopping, stuff like that. You're going to have a Rite Aid pharmacy. You're going to have the entrance to the train station as well is right there. So directly in front of the location is not really our issue. We are very concerned about down the block, which is 162 Street and St. Nicholas Avenue. I want to say within the last 2 to 3 weeks, we've been getting bombarded with complaints of large group with the nicer weather, large groups drinking, gambling, smoking hookah, doing fireworks. We've been getting a lot of complaints, which is down the block. It's not in front of the location. It would be a block at the corner. So like maybe half a block north of the location is where we're getting a lot of these complaints from. So we're at that corner of 162 Street and St. Nicholas with the fireworks, the loud music, gambling, large groups, hookah. We've been getting those pretty much the last 2 to 3 weeks. A ton of complaints there.
Very well. Thank you so much, Officer Aim. Is Raymond available to answer some questions, Rosa?
Okay, you cut out a little bit. What was the first part of that?
If Raymond was available to answer some questions.
Yes, he's available. He's here with us.
Hi, Raymond. My question to you is understanding what we have brought up, the large gathering outside this establishment, the loud music. What has been your experience in handling alcohol?
Alcohol, well, I work at a banquet hall. I'm the manager there.
Where?
So at 130 Bowery.
What was the name of the place?
Capital.
Happy what?
Capital.
Oh, Capital. Okay.
Yes.
For how long?
I've been there for 10 years now.
And in what capacity have you worked there related to alcohol handling?
Like 250 guests. I'm in the event business, and that's a big banquet hall. So, there's always, it's an event space. That's what it is.
Have you had any experiences in having liquor licenses on your name?
No, my first time.
Who will be the person handling the alcohol?
Myself.
Very
And a
well.
couple of workers that I'm gonna have.
I'm going to open the floor now to our residents, and I see that Cheryl Miller has a hand up. Cheryl, you recognize for 2 minutes.
Thank you. Okay, so I don't live right there, but I live a couple of blocks away. And my concern is, what Officer Brown was saying about that area. There is a lot of stuff that goes on over there because I do sometimes shop over there at Rite Aid during the day. And there's a lot of stuff going on there. And I just feel for a pizza place to be asking for a DJ and all of these things in such a small, tiny establishment. And I don't know any pizza place that's open till 4 a.m. I live right by Broadway Slice over here, and they're only open till 11 o'clock at night. And they don't have hookah I'm sorry, not hookah. They don't have a DJ, they don't have karaoke. There's strictly a pizza place, and that's all they are. And why a pizza place would need to be applying anyway for a full liquor license is beyond me. I mean, I would understand like a beer license or maybe a wine and beer license, but a full liquor license, no, I don't. And I don't think the residents around there, being that they're dealing with fireworks and all of this stuff going on at night that Officer Brown was talking about, I doubt very much that they're going to want an establishment that's going to be open till 4 a.m. and causing more issues over there in that area. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cheryl. Before I go to committee members, I'd like to recognize Denise, who has her hand raised, risen. Please, you have 2 minutes. Denise.
Yes, thank you. I'm not familiar with the specific block. I know the block, but my concern is more general of, maybe it's to address the committee members. If what your process or thinking is about giving a new establishment a liquor license to begin with. Shouldn't they have to prove themselves first as a good neighbor, good citizen, before you even give them a liquor license? So from what I understand, Ray's Pizza is a fairly new establishment. So for that reason, I would like you to, consider any, not just Ray's Pizza, because I have nothing against, any new establishment or this particular application, but just in general, I would hope that you would reconsider awarding liquor licenses to new establishments. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Denise. And I would like to move to our committee members and like to recognize Posey. Posey, you have the floor.
Hi. So I'm assuming this is where Jimbo's used to be. So it's a fairly decent. I wouldn't say spacious, but it's a fairly decent space. That block specifically, and the block moving towards Edgecombe, it tends to be pretty quiet. Where it gets really, really rowdy is on 160, I would say like 163, between 163 and 164, and moving forward, and in between the avenues. I know that for a fact. And a lot of these places, they have a lot of fireworks. Again, I live in the neighborhood, so I am aware, but specifically in that area, because it's kind of like a main street forefront, nothing tends to happen, especially at night. But I do agree that we should find some way to reduce what they're requesting, because I don't have an issue with a liquor license, but if they're gonna involve a liquor license and DJ and a whole bunch of stuff, then I find it a little concerning. But I would open up to the floor for the committee members to I guess we can brainstorm and seeing a way where we can make some sort of stipulation or just agree to certain things, but not everything. But I do like the idea of, you know, changing a little bit of the establishment of, you know, a pizza shop and then a nice little drinking area. But yeah, I find it like 4 o'clock is too late. So I want to see what you guys think about it, but I think we should, I guess, request certain changes as opposed to approving everything.
Thank you so much, Rosie. Maria?
Thank you, Isidro. Yeah, no, my comments are very much along the lines of what Rosie just mentioned and some of the concerns that some of the residents made. I mean, in terms of, you know, a potential solution, I mean, I wonder if as a new establishment, whether, you know, you would consider maybe just to start off with a beer license and that's it. You know, you're new to the neighborhood, really establish yourself, show that you're a good neighbor. But also, I mean, when I think of a pizza place, I don't think of like a DJ and a live band. I mean, I don't know. I'm still trying to get a feel of, you know, what you're trying to go for. When I think of a pizza place, I think of you know, I grab a slice and, you know, make my way home and that's about it. And maybe grab, you know, a soda or whatever. So I would strongly maybe consider rethinking some of that. I am familiar with the street. I live quite close to it. There's also like a bus stop right there. I also read that in the application or in the questionnaire, excuse me, I believe I seem to have lost my place where it would only be one person serving because it is quite small. So that's also, you know, if you're thinking about a full liquor license with one person, I just think it's a lot. So I would recommend, again, kind of reduced hours, maybe just like, you know, recorded music on your iPod or something on your phone and beer as a start. Thanks.
Thank you, Maria. Cindy?
Thank you, Isidro. Yeah, just kind of echoing the other committee members' comments. And if that's okay with you, Isidro, I would just kind of like to get the idea or the concept from the applicant as to why, you know, a pizza shop needs these extended hours and, you know, live music and DJ. What is the concept behind that? Because like Marielle said, you know, a pizza shop, you don't think of, you know, a live band and a DJ. So wondering why they would need that. Would like to hear from the applicant.
Excellent, great point. Rosa, please tell us.
Okay, so Raymond, would you like to explain? He's not having a DJ, you know, every day, and it wouldn't be all the time. Raymond, do you want to explain a little bit more about why you wanted to put that?
Well, the reason being that I'm in the entertainment industry. So basically, I just want to have live sound, you know, just to entertain people while they're sitting down, eating a pizza pretty much, and maybe having a glass of wine and enjoying themselves, you know, just good ambience music. It doesn't have to be hip hop. It's not that type of environment that I'm looking for. I'm looking for something very classy to bring. Listen, I was born on 207 and Post my whole life. I'm born and raised, and I know what the community wants. I just, you know, I've been in the entertainment industry all my life, and then I've been doing a manager at the event space and DJing and doing a whole bunch of stuff. So I want to bring that back to the community and give them good things, you know, like the good things that I've been able to enjoy in life, you know, because I do a lot of bar mitzvahs, a lot of big events, and I just want to give that back to the kids and, you know, have pizza parties and let them enjoy themselves in the back, you know, little kids parties, pretty much.
Ray, how far is this establishment from the churches that are close by?
One more time, I couldn't hear you.
How far is this establishment from the many churches that are around there?
So I looked, so excuse me, I looked all that up. He's not within 200 feet of any school, churches, or places of worship, not next to any schools. There's no liquor, you know, full liquor licenses within 500 feet of this establishment. The closest church, which is Universal Church, is almost 250 feet away. And we will be absolutely willing to reduce the hours.
The issue is the full liquor license. That'll be my objection.
I'm sorry?
My objection will be at the full liquor
I'm
license.
sorry, I missed that. What was that? Okay, so we can absolutely reduce those hours. And we can,
the rest
you
of
know,
the committee-
do Sunday through Wednesday.
I'm sorry, Rosa. Can the rest of the committee hear
Huh?
me? Can the rest of the committee hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes, I think it may be her internet.
Thank you.
It might be, I'm like, my kids are also on the internet over here, so they're taking up my juice.
So my concern, Rosa, is that a full liquor license for a brand new place that is very, very small, that's going to have loud music, DJ, live music, regardless of how we put it, it's going to be live music.
Excuse me. Raymond corrected me. The live music was a typo on my part. I circled it by mistake. There is no live music.
And then only one person serving alcohol. For the amount of hours that you're going to be. Go ahead.
Well, it's one person, including him. You asked for how many employees. So there's always going to be another person with him there.
So you indicated here that you have one employee on the questionnaire.
Yeah, because he's not an employee, he's an owner. So it'll be two people.
You'll be considered an employee if you're serving the alcohol.
I'm sorry?
If he's serving alcohol, he'll be considered an employee as well.
Okay,
Right?
I didn't take it that way.
Okay, not a problem.
I take it as that he's the owner. Yeah.
The thing is that my concern is that Raymond would not be there. The amount of hours that he's requesting to serve alcohol, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Those are long hours on a full liquor license, on someone that never had a liquor license, that never had experience serving alcohol. That is very concerning to me, and I'm sure to many neighbors there.
Well, he does have experience serving alcohol. This is the first time that he will be owning his own place because he's worked as a manager for many years.
Committee members, let's just stick. Cindy, I see that you have your hand raised. Is that?
No, sorry, that was from previously. But can I say, if the applicant agrees to some steps, maybe we can move forward with the application. I would recommend reduced hours and they possibly consider beer wine license only.
Okay, that's one recommendation. Rosie?
I was actually gonna recommend both of that, so thank you.
So the same as Cindy?
Yeah, but honestly, that strip alone is fairly quiet. There's nothing like, I've never seen like double parking or any of that nature. I don't remember exactly what the police precinct said, but honestly, there's not much of an like, it's not like bombarded like other areas like in Dykeman or other areas in the upper Washington Heights.
Angel, then Robin.
Yeah, I want to remind the committee members, Isidro, I think you had left last month by the time we got here, but we did approve for a different license just on 162nd in St. Nicholas for a laundromat that shut down just last month. And we did ask for a reduction in hours. So keep that in mind because that's also aligned to what what the officer mentioned in terms of there being a lot of complaints coming out of 162nd and St. Nicholas at this moment. Lots of gambling, outdoor drinking, the hookah, all of that is happening. I live about a block and a half away. So wanted to raise that. So I do think the hours are a concern and because it is primarily supposed to serve as a pizza shop, I do agree with Cindy and Rosie, maybe starting off with beer and wine before stepping right into the liquor first.
Thank you, Angel. Robin.
I agree with Rosie, and also Rosie, you said that they don't have double parking right now, but just now because they don't have a music around there since it's only a pizza place. But imagine if that turn around and go to a pizza place to a nightclub, then it's gonna be double parking as well. So I think I agree with you guys that you need to put the hours down. It's too late, 4 o'clock in the morning to be open for a pizza plate.
Very well. So I sense that from the committee that there is a call to start either with a beer and wine license. Would that be the feel of the committee? Or you want to go for a full liquor license, committee members?
I would recommend just beer and wine. And as for the hours, I don't know, during the weekday, I would reduce it to probably midnight, but the weekend, like 2 a.m. I don't know if that works for everyone.
So Rose is saying like recommending beer and wine and then going for the hours until 2 a.m.
I second.
Yeah,
So
I
that'd
would be
be
comfortable with that as well.
2 a.m. on those hours that they proposed for 4 a.m. Would that be correct? Rosie?
You talking to me?
So from
No.
Thursday through Saturday, instead of 4 a.m. to serve us at 2 a.m. Would that be correct? That's what you proposed?
Yes.
Committee members, how do you feel about that?
Comfortable with that.
I'm good with that.
All right, so that'll be a general consensus. Now we have to ask the owners to see how they feel about that, if it's something that they will entertain. Raymond, you heard about the recommendations of the committee.
Yes.
The idea is to start with the beer and wine, and also to reduce the hours until 2 a.m., which will be on Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays until 2 a.m., and the rest of the days until 1 a.m.
Okay.
So committee members, the idea here is to have, again, beer and wine, closing at 2 a.m. on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. The rest of the days at 1 a.m.
Okay.
Would that be correct?
Isidro, is it 1 a.m. or midnight?
They have 1 a.m. for the rest of the days.
Okay. I mean, it's not, for me, an hour is not a huge difference, but I thought we had said midnight. I'm fine either way.
All right. If you're okay with it, I'm okay with it. I don't think the rest of the committees are okay with it, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
I'm
Now,
okay with that.
you're okay with that. So this will be a beer and wine. And the owner said that they'll be okay with that. And again, Ray, as you prove yourself, later on, you can change the class.
Okay.
If you come back next year, if there are no issues with the precinct and the residents, you can move for a full liquor license.
Thank you so much.
Now, for you guys have no issues, what type of steps do you like to include?
The sound limiter.
All right, so sound limiter to be installed, right? I recommend a good neighbor sign.
Yeah, he answered yes down in the questionnaire.
I'm sorry. So a sound limiter, Rosa, we are requesting that you install a sound limiter in the establishment. For the purpose for this license to be approved, we require that you send a copy of the purchase of a sound limiter. So you need to go Best Buy.
Okay, well, the place is still on.
The construction.
The place is still heavy under construction right now, so that would come way later. So I could send that to you later because he did agree to that. He was planning on installing that.
So Rosa, the idea is for you to buy a sound limiter. You can buy it, send us a copy of the proof of purchase. You send that to Chanel before Friday.
Okay.
Chanel, we meet on 22nd, right? We meet on the 22nd.
I believe we're meeting on the 29th this month.
The 29th. So you have more time now, Rosa. So please send a copy of the purchase of sound limiter by Friday the 25th of this month before 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
Okay, so you just take a picture of the receipt, send it over to Chanel, and that will comply with that step, right? Now, Raymond and Rosa.
Okay.
please understand that if we do not receive a copy of that receipt by Friday, the 25th at 5 o'clock, I'm going to recommend that we reject your application of the general board meeting. We have done that many times.
No problem. Got it.
All right.
Yes.
Committee members, are there any other tips that you'd like to include?
I don't have any tips, but I do want to say something.
Please, Rosie.
So something I do want to mention is that as a community board, what we do is we try to mediate between the residents and other businesses just to be fair. And us including tips and us including suggestions, it's only a way to avoid avoid us having to deny the application. So as long as you're a good neighbor and you can prove to us that whenever you renew, we will be more than glad to approve a reasonable change moving forward. So I just wanted to say that just to be fair with you and other business owners that do apply. And I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rosie. For this statement. Very well made. Rob, I see that you have your hand up. Is that an old statement or a new one?
No, that's it.
Thank you so much. So with 2 steps in place for a B&1 license for Ray Pizzas, I recommend that we'll to vote.
All right, Isidro?
Yes.
Cindy?
Yes.
Robin?
Yes.
Mariel?
Yes.
I'll vote yes as well. Angel?
I vote yes, and Ray, I look forward to having some of your pizza.
Looking forward to see you.
Very well, by a vote of 600, this application passes. Congratulations, Ray, and I hope that you do prosper. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So for the next item, have a good one. So for the next one is the State Liquor Authority new license on premise liquor. And that one is for, that one is restaurant wine license. United Palace of Cultural Arts, Inc., 4140 Broadway between West 175th Street and West 176th Street.
Rosie, that is, I'm sorry, for a full liquor license, right?
Yes, but then in the bottom is oh no, that's the next one. I'm sorry. So yes, that one is on-premise liquor license. That one is a full liquor license.
Very well. Thank you so much, Rosie. For the purpose of minutes, do we have any representative from applicant number 14 at Apollos?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
What are your names, please? Names.
This is Mike Fiddleson. I'm the owner. We also have our managing partner for the bar here, Anthony Makes, our attorney, Aaron Pierce, and Rich Singer from CSS Security, who we've worked with for a long time, who can speak to our security practices if necessary.
Thank you so much, Mike. Now you said that you're the owner, Mike.
In this case, I'm the executive director of the nonprofit United Palace of Cultural Arts.
And then the rest of the gentlemen are Aaron Pierce and who else?
Anthony Makes.
Very well. I noticed that the public notice has been posted. A questionnaire has been submitted. A fully answered questionnaire has been submitted. Floor plans have been submitted. Menu has been submitted. This is a complete application. Mike, the issue that I have here, it's a couple of things. First, too many licenses around that area. Licenses that stay late, very, very late. Second point, the capacity is a big concern. But the most important concern for us is you guys are a church, if I'm not mistaken. How can you disengage what has been an establishment or a piece of history that we have in the community United Palace, being disengaged and having a restaurant for full liquor license, being inside a church, which is nothing that ever goes together, a church and a restaurant.
Sure, let me back up for a second though. We're not proposing opening a restaurant here. You know, the building is a United Palace. It's a 90-year-old theater that has served the community in any number of different capacities, including spiritual and entertainment. Hosts at this point about 25 concerts a year, plus movies, plus children's events, all sorts of activities. Currently right now downstairs, I'm at the office downstairs, we're hosting the world premiere of In the Heights right now with the Tribeca Festival. So we have innumerable activities that go on. For our concert performances, we have had the promoters come in and under their temporary permits, serving wine and beer, you know, doing everything through the SLA. But what we have found is that from promoter to promoter, there's inconsistencies about how well they are, you know, doing the concession for that event. One promoter does it one way, one promoter does it another way. We would like to bring that all under our house and make sure it's done consistently and in all full compliance, which the only way we can do that is that we do it ourselves. As far as it being a church, it is owned by a spiritual organization, but it does not have exclusive use of the space.
Okay, but because you are a nonprofit, the way that is usually done is by getting a catering license to sell alcohol inside the establishment. For that same establishment to have a license, a liquor license, to sell alcohol for a capacity of 3,000 people, I don't understand how that can be if you are a nonprofit. It blows my mind that I thought that the understanding was that you were going to divide the building, and you cannot do that because you have been granted by the city that label, the what you call it, what was that? Landmark. You have been landmarked by the city, which means that you cannot divide any section because that's already landmarked to serve outside of the jurisdiction of a church. Many members that I have connected with from the community are a little bit surprised that you are applying for a liquor license. Take into account that this is under the purview of a church.
Well, there's a church that owns the building, and there's also a nonprofit that operates independently inside the building. And it's a nonprofit, separate from the church, that is applying for the license.
Do we have any residents? And this is with the purview of 33rd Precinct. We're going to come back to you. I see Cheryl Miller. Cheryl, you have the floor.
Thank you, Isidro. Yeah, I was going to raise the same concerns that you just raised because I've walked by them many, many times, and it's Hillsong Church. And if it's a landmark building, yeah, it cannot be divided. And it's like there's already a lot of establishments in that area over there that already have full liquor licenses. It's just too much. It's too much saturation over there. And the police already have their hands full with a lot of the double parking there and so many things going on in that area over there. So I don't see what purpose there is to have a liquor license. I just really don't see it.
Very well. Thank you so much, Cheryl. I see Denise. Denise, you have the floor.
Thank you. This just illustrates the issue that I had raised before where, you know, we're issuing licenses to new establishments. And now we have this establishment who has been in the neighborhood for forever, who's providing wonderful services and who is already serving liquor through their people who rent their space. And now it sounds like they're being penalized because we're giving all these licenses to these other newer establishments. So I don't have an issue with the United Palace having a liquor license. They already serve liquor. They don't, but they're people who rent their space do. But I would like the committee to think about at some point of how many liquor licenses we're giving to these newer establishments, some of which are chain, chain restaurants like Chipotle. And that's my comment. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Before I proceed to committee members and for the staff to respond to some questions, I'd like to get the input of the 33rd Precinct, Officer Brown.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Again, it's Officer Brown from the 33rd Precinct. In regards to United Palace, the 33 Precinct doesn't have any issues. They do a great job. I just want to make a note of coordinating with the NYPD, with the 33 Precinct. They have their own private security, but they also hire police officers as well. And they coordinate very well with us, where I know they have an event tonight and we were given plenty of notice. We have police officers there right now from the 33. They have private security officers. They have off-duty NYPD police officers there doing additional security. So they coordinate very well with us. Like say, for instance, I got an event like tonight where there might be some congested and some traffic on Broadway, West 175, 176th Street. We've been given so much time where we have auxiliary out there. We have police officers out there helping with the flow of traffic. So they do a great job coordinating with us, and we don't have any issues. We don't have any criminal complaints, social distancing complaints, noise complaints coming from United Palace.
You're muted, Isidro.
I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you so much. So thank you so much, Officer Brown, for your report. I see that we have hands raised by committee members. I didn't know who was first. If you don't mind, I'll just call with whoever I pick. Angel.
Sure. I guess I just want more clarification as to what the liquor license is for, because my understanding is when events are held at the Palace, liquor is sold. Like I have been to concerts there and I have been able to purchase alcohol there during the events. So what's the difference for this? Like, I guess what are you establishing a full-time bar? Like I'm trying to figure out what this particular license would be for.
The only difference is what has traditionally been done on a temporary permit basis from one promoter to another is going to come under our purview with the help of our managing agent here, Anthony Makes, who's been doing this in the live entertainment business for years.
I'd love to speak up for a minute. Here's my resume.
I'm sorry, Anthony. Sure. Can someone please time in 2 minutes? Go ahead, Anthony.
Okay, thank you. So my history in New York City with concert promotions and running venues is most recently I was the president of Live Nation New York, and I did that for the past few years. And before that, I was with the Bowery Presents and AEG Live. And so we had put many, many, many events over the past 15 years in the United Palace. And as Mike was stating, it's always been through temporary liquor licenses through different companies. And that's what Mike and his partners over there have had through the years. And the idea is I most recently left Live Nation as president and formed my own company, Brooklyn Made Presents. And the idea being when I partnered up with the Palace is that it's actually a much safer, better environment. That's why we put this business together and this idea together was it should be done in-house. Similar to the Beacon Theater, Radio City Music Hall, that's what we're trying to put together here is a safer, more organized environment instead of a bunch of temporary liquor licenses all over the place from different random promoters who are just going in there for the money and trying to get in and out. We want to run an establishment that's consistent and have a consistent concessions plan to go along with the security, and we're taking it all in-house. And we will be doing a bunch of events ourselves while we rent it out to these outside promoters still, but they'll have to go through us to run it through our security with Rich Singer, who's on this meeting as well. And we're going to take it all in-house. And that's the idea of this liquor license, is to give a safer, more organized, secure environment moving forward.
And I guess a quick follow-up question is, there's nothing that bars you as a not-for-profit from operating a bar, because I'm assuming that the profits generated from the bar services would be going back right into United Palace as opposed to going into the pockets of whoever holds the temporary license, right?
That's correct. That is correct.
And
Angel-
nothing bars you as a not-for-profit from doing that.
Correct.
Angel, let me just clarify this. The issue here is not the nonprofit status. The issue here is the church status. If it's considered a church, cannot sell alcohol.
If I might speak, it isn't considered a church for purposes of the SLA. The definition there under the state liquor authority, it is of course a church for in a layperson's term. The United Palace is a famous church, but by definition of what as the state liquor authority defines a church, it has to be, in order to be classified as such, it has to be used specifically and only as a church. The United Palace is used for a wide assortment of events, and when you do that, you effectively exempt yourself from the definition as far as the SLA is concerned as a church preventing a liquor license. If it was a church under the SLA definition, then none of those temp licenses would have ever been allowed. So the very fact that there's been hundreds and hundreds of temporary licenses offered over many, many years means, in fact, that the SLA does not view the United Palace as specifically and only a church.
Do you have any documents proving that?
Again, it's simply by nature of the reality of them allowing licensing in the past. They would never do it. It's not even something that any community board in the city is allowed to waive. No community board is allowed to even waive the 200, it's called the 200-foot rule. And the community boards are not even allowed to waive it. It's a state law. It's decided by the governor's office and the state liquor authority. And if they allow liquor licenses and alcohol licenses, it's definitive. It's inherently already decided that the SLA does not think of the United Palace as a church-only facility.
Aaron, I understand that the SLA can have its own rulings and its own regulations, but what we do here is that we advocate for the community. And if we feel that there is an issue because of the church labeling, regardless of what the SLA stands on, we will address those issues. Because
I understand.
we are serving the community. But before you proceed, I'm going to recognize committee members. And I now move to Maria.
Thank you, Isidro. I just wanted to say that I actually support United Palace seeking a license. I do like the idea of having an overarching set of, a standard, so to speak, a set standard on how the handling of liquor is done, rather than, it being changing from promoter to promoter. And Isidro, to your point earlier, I was just looking on the United Palace's website. It appears, at least, from the website. So there's the United Palace of Spiritual Arts and the United Palace of Cultural Arts. And so the United Palace of Cultural Arts, just again, kind of reading off the website, is a 501c3 nonprofit. And so I assume, I don't know, and it would probably be for those representing the United Palace to correct me if I'm wrong or not, that you're seeking it through that avenue rather than, as we were asking earlier, the actual church itself. So more so through the nonprofit avenue, which it says here was founded in 2012.
Cultural arts, correct.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank
Robin.
You. We have to understand that we're here to advocate for the community. Being given them a licensing, a full license, is it going to be a trouble? Imagine now that Broadway is very packed almost every day. If we have another licensing in there, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be a chaos for the police officers. So we have to take that in consideration. So I don't know how they're going to do it, because imagine 400 people on the weekends and maybe 100, 200 every day. It's going to be a lot of problems. So how are you guys going to deal with that?
Not thousands of pictures.
If I may,
Mike, I'll get back to you and you
okay,
can.
sure.
Let me just pick up on all committee members before we move on. Who am I missing? Rosie spoke.
Yes. No, I haven't spoke.
Rosie, please.
So quickly, Robin, as to what they mentioned was that they've already have liquor license, but they come with the promoters. So regardless, they're gonna have access to liquor. And I think one of the someone had mentioned, forgot his name, I believe Aaron Pierce. If according to his point, then most of the liquors license that have been approved around the neighborhood wouldn't necessarily been approved, because if this was considered a church, then the nearby locations wouldn't have been approved, if I'm not mistaken. And also, I just want to note, I have been going to the United Palace for a lot of plays, and for a lot of graduations, not only myself, but a lot of my neighbors' graduations and stuff like that. Everything, and something that I'm realizing is that they also have a form of, like, if anyone's parking, they let everyone know, like, hey, there's nearby parking lots that you can park your car, so that way they can avoid the double parking. So I definitely, my point of view is I definitely approve of this establishment. And honestly, I've never seen any issues as opposed to an actual bar. A lot of bars, I've seen a lot of fights afterwards and all that mishaps, but every time that I've gone to the United Palace, I've not experienced that. So keep doing the great job that you guys have been doing, especially in the cultural arts. It's a definitely yes for me.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your comment, Rosie. Do I have any committee members before I go to Mike? Did I miss anyone? Okay, Angel, Rosie, Robin.
Yeah, I just wanted to say one. I just wanted to say one last thing. I firmly believe that we should be supporting the organization's ability to make profits that can benefit itself as an institution in our community, as opposed to random visitors that come in as promoters whose profits only benefit themselves. The way that I see it is that the United Palace has done a lot of great things for this community, showcases a lot of great products for students, for children, for families. I think they're a great neighbor. So just wanted to put that out there. I'd rather have them benefit themselves from the profits generated rather than, randoms that come in to do their performances.
Thank you so much, Angel. Mike, I'm sorry I cut you off. You have the time, please.
No problem, Deidre. And thank you for all your support. And I think that that Rosie really, responded to the question that certainly this is something that's already happening, but we're going to bring it under our roof, under our house, under our control, make it a lot smoother than it's ever been in the past. And as for Hillsong, Hillsong was a rental that was here for a few months and is no longer with us. That was a church that was meeting here every Sunday independently of us. That was just a straight rental.
If I could just speak as well to the inherent economic advantage to the community and the area to allowing for this, because what you also bring besides consistency and safety to the facility, you're talking about bringing in a talent booking company with enormous experience throughout the city, enormous experience with liquor licensing and alcohol licensing in a wide array of venues. We brought tonight our security company that we've all worked with for many years, CSS Security, and the head of security is with us tonight, that can discuss and hopefully alleviate maybe some apprehension regarding, people movements and increased capacities. But this is going to put within your neighborhood the option and the availability and the capacity to bring in shows like Neil Young, Van Morrison, Bob Dylan, Adele, Sam Smith, Elvis Costello, Mumford and Sons. Like this is the capacity and the scope of booking that doesn't exist and hasn't really existed in the past. When you have independent promoters, they don't have the connections to these levels and these agents. But when you bring in a company like Brooklyn Made Presents and Anthony Makes, all of a sudden you open up an enormous opportunity to the neighborhood to not have to travel to see world-class music. And also those shows are going to imagine the economic benefit to the surrounding restaurants and bars in the area. It's going to be a boon, an economic boon for the area on any given night that a large show is produced, and it's going to be done in a very professional and organized and experienced fashion.
Thank you so much, Aaron. And before I recognize someone from the president's side, that'll be the last person I recognize in this matter. Aaron, I'm glad that you mentioned all these names, but my worry is that besides all these names that you just mentioned, there was not a single Latino or Latina presence there. Very concerned about
And we
it.
have world-class music right here uptown.
Let's go to this attendee that is now waiting online. Jennifer Bristol, you have the floor for 2 minutes. Jennifer, you have the floor.
I'm muted, sorry. So I think it's I see as a resident, I see that there isn't much of a change. You've been doing this anyway. It's not like you are opening up a bar or a restaurant or a catering company or event space in that sense. But you did mention that you've already been doing this with other promoters and now you're bringing it in-house. But in actuality, it does seem like if Anthony Makes is now your exclusive concert promoter, he really needs it, right? So like you're working together on this. So I just want to make that clear because it sounds like you're not going to have other promoters. You're going to be promoting together, right?
Anthony, Brooklyn Made is going to do some promotion and booking some events, but we're also going to continue working with a lot of the Latin promoters that we built relationships with over decades. So the Latin shows are going to continue to happen at the United Palace, and we're continuing to book them, hopefully to start later on in this year.
But let me jump in. I just want to be clear, Mike. I also have 4 nights with Gloria Estefan that I'm working on as we speak, as well as Alejandro Guzman and Paulino Rubio for 3 nights coming up over the next 6 months that I'm working on very heavily right now. So we are very, very, very much into that community and bringing that to the United Palace.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Aaron, I see that you have your hand up.
No, that was from earlier. You allowed me to speak. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you so much. Committee members, what is your pulse on this? Should we move forward to a vote?
Yes, I recommend we go to a vote.
All right, let's do that. If there's no opposition, let's go to a vote.
Okay, so let me make sure I'm not on mute. Am I? Okay, I'm not on mute. So Isidro?
I'm going to abstain.
Cindy?
I'm going to abstain as well. And if I could just recommend some Hispanic Latino representation in your leadership, just for future reference. Thanks.
Robin?
No.
Maria?
Yes.
I vote yes. Angel?
Yes.
So that's, two abstained, 1 no, and 3 yeses.
So we have 3 yes,
Correct.
2 abstention, and 1 no. This doesn't get majority. 3 votes. I'm dealing with my numbers now because I'm a little bit confused.
So 2 abstained, 1 no, and 3 yeses.
And before, what did we request for a majority? I just want to make sure that we're consistent.
So this is it's 3, so it's half of 6, so it's half yes, and then
so it's half of 6.
Is it the
I think you need 4 yeses in total for the.
Yeah, you need 4 yeses.
I was just wondering if maybe it was the majority of the people voting as opposed to the majority of the total people present.
It's the majority of the people present. So this application fails. Didn't reach a majority of 4 by a vote of 3 to 2 to 1. Doesn't reach majority. There are some questions that perhaps you want to check and come back and work on this application. Mike. I know that we tried to meet and we couldn't meet at all some time ago.
Are there stipulations you can recommend? I mean, at this point, I am wondering if the committee recognizes a path forward here.
So the vote has already been placed. I hope we should. My concern as to why I abstain has to do with the church issue. I know that there are nonprofits like Social Clubs that they do have liquor licenses, but it's about the church issue, the name, and being a landmark as a church. I don't know what that entails. If you later on can find what that's defined as a place of faith, then we can have an argument and have a discussion. I know that you have done one of the beautiful things for the community. I'm very clear on that. But the community has some issues. I know that there are some members that are not too thrilled with this license. And, you also have to go to the 500 feet rule committee before SLA, which will be also a separate meeting. So I guess, you should open up your place to have more meetings about how the community can support this and then come back. I see that some committee members has Rosie.
Yes, so I guess if they can figure that out and how to get that to you before the general meeting, would that make a difference?
No, because the vote has already taken place.
Yeah, but I know, doesn't the SLA take into consideration the general board meeting vote as well?
Of course, the general board meeting can overrule the committee's vote, as always, positive or in a negative way. So
Can I ask what you're asking for? We're happy to supply any additional information that might be helpful, but I'm just not sure what you're requesting.
Maria.
Yes, for the record, I am voting for this application at the general body meeting. I understand there were some concerns brought about, there's not enough Latino artists, but there's plenty of Latino artists that have played at United Palace. Your point, Cindy, about having more representative senior leadership at United Palace, yes, certainly, completely agree with that. I think they've taken that as a point well noted, but I don't think the point about it's only arts or events catered towards a certain group is valid. I think they've been quite inclusive. And then I know, Robin, you had a question about the why are they serving liquor? There has been liquor served at United Palace. It's just been, as they mentioned, through other promoters. It's just more so, how does this belong? Kind of bringing it all together. So just going on a little bit of a rant now, but just saying that I will be voting for this application. Just wanted it for the record. Thank you.
Rosie.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Medina.
Rosie, they can go out on the general meeting and speak on behalf of the business. Like Ciro said, they can change, and general meeting can change from the negative to positive and the positive to negative. So they can go there and speak on behalf of the business.
Good point.
Yeah,
That was going to be my point. So Aaron and Mike, you can go to a general board meeting, present your case as to why you feel that the board should vote in favor of your application. And you will have that time on the public session. So you can call the community board, ask to be placed on the public session, and then you can speak on behalf of this license. And then the vote can be over time.
Okay.
And Isidro, if you could give me a little bit more of a direction for you personally, the issue you have about the church. If we can find legal wording from the SLA, would that help allay your concerns?
I would check it out. I'll read it carefully, and then I'll think about it because it has to be clear. Because then that could set a precedent of places of faith to apply for licenses. That'll be just my concern in general.
But for the record, a place of faith is not applying for this license.
I understand that.
All right, we
Very
will
well. Let's-
work on some wording.
Very
When
well.
is the full board meeting? When is the full board meeting? Can I
June
ask?
29th.
That'll be Tuesday, June 29th at 6:30.
Okay.
Very
Well,
well.
we will see you there and hopefully we can fortify our arguments and position enough to convince the general board. And we still appreciate your time and understand your concerns, but we really are convinced that this will be a real benefit, convenience, and advantage for your community.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you.
Next one online, please.
The next one is restaurant wine license. This is for Chipotle Mexican Grill of Colorado LLC. This one's for 4240 Broadway at the corner of West 180th Street.
Very well. And I know that there are some representatives here for Chipotle, including Mr. Stanson, right?
Yes, sir.
Who else is on the floor?
Mr. Vasquez, Patrick.
Patrick Vasquez, yes.
And Patrick, you are what?
I am the field leader, district manager for Chipotle for this area.
District manager, right?
Yes, correct.
And Mr. Sampson, you are the attorney?
Yes, sir.
Do we have anybody else?
Nope.
Very well. So for committee members and residents, a couple of things here. This applicant did not post the public notice as requested by the community board. And they did submit a copy of the questionnaire. They did submit a copy of the floor plan and obviously the menu, but no public notice. This is within the purview of the 34th precinct. Officer Aim.
Yes, in regards to this location, it's not a problematic location. There hasn't been any 311 calls or 911 calls in that area. It's a good location for Chipotle. I have nothing else to report.
So Patrick and Maston, you did not post a public notice as is required by this community board. I will not go into the details of the application because we're easily going to decline this application. My recommendation is that you withdraw this application. You come back when you post the public notice so that the community will be well served by knowing that a new beer and wine license is coming to the community, to your place.
I agree completely, and I apologize for the oversight. Patrick, I apologize to you as well. You spent a lot of time here, and to everyone. Again, that was an oversight by my office, and should have happened. And yes, I would like to withdraw this prior to a vote and make sure that happens so that the community is properly notified and we can have a full discussion and answer any questions.
Thank you so much, Maston. And Patrick, on my other hat, I am the executive director for Washington Heights BID, meaning that your place will be under my jurisdiction. It will help us a great deal if you, the people they're going to hire, that you hire them from the community. You have not posted employment. We have a high unemployment rate here. COVID hit this area extremely hard. So it will help us if you reach out to the BID in assisting you. We clean your sidewalk. We put on the holiday lights for that area. I mean, that we are fully engaged, meaning the BID, with practically all stakeholders. It will help a great deal if you hire people in the community. But I just wearing my other hat. Coming back to my licensing hat, please post this time because it's crucial.
Yes, Cesar, I appreciate you mentioning that to hire people from within the community. I know I've grown some hair, so perhaps you don't recognize me. We've worked together before on getting another license for Chipotle here on 157th Street. And similarly to that restaurant, we will hire as close to 95% from within the community, same as we've done for that restaurant. As I mentioned before in our last liquor license meeting, I'm from this community, born and raised, have lived here for the last 24 years. My family has lived here for the last 40 years. I am very excited to open up yet another Chipotle location that is going to be fully staffed, hopefully close to, like I said, 95% within the community, because I, for one, know living in this area still how hard COVID has hit this community, and would love to, bring some economic benefit to my community.
Thank you so much, Patrick. And have a good night. We're looking forward to see you soon. And when are you going to open?
We are scheduled to open the 26th.
All right, very well. Anything that you need, feel free to reach out. I
Absolutely.
see you at the WHP 181st. You will find us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Take care of yourselves. Committee members, before we join, any questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion. Any second?
Second.
If no opposition, this meeting has been adjourned. Thank you so much. Thank you, Officer Brown. Thank you, Officer Aim. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Stay blessed.
Thank you. Have a good night. Take care.
Take care.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Good night.